Alright, it's your man Brett from the Skateboarding Show, and I'd like to talk about two events that have already passed and one sort of series of events that are coming up. Two events that I've had the pleasure of being at recently. One was the Joe Habgood board release for 40 and the other was the Marc Churchill board release for 40. It's kind of, like I'm just going off the cuff with this, right? I've got a few things in my head that I think I want to say, or I might remember, I might not. The major thing is that these two people have made a massive contribution to the UK skateboarding scene. So, and I make no bones about the idea and no secret about the idea that I'm a big fan of both of these two people. I've known Joe for a long time. I was the annoying Grom that would suck up to him and Sid and Danny and Pob and a load of other people. They're the bigger, older boys from the Stroud and Bristol scene, from the Stroud scene, from the Gloucestershire scene. And there's no denying that, that is the simple reality of it. But over the years, I think I've grown. I know I've grown. It's still hard for me to acknowledge in a way. I'm still very grateful for it because Joe still has this sort of slight hero status to me. Like, he's such an incredible skateboarder, and I know that he's done a lot for the skateboarding scene. And I know that when people in the late 90s got too old or got jobs or got wives and had to or thought they had to stop skateboarding, and when people weren't involved in skateboarding because it wasn't cool, and when all these people that are new to skateboarding have just come and got involved and they were busy having normal jobs and normal lives, people like Joe Habgood and Marc Churchill were out there doing what they could to keep the scene alive. Whether that meant that they were producing amazing quality footage like hopefully you're watching some of now from Joe's video, or whether that meant they were working in the industry or being team managers like I know Joe's been, or whether they were just being total legends. Joe has done all those things and at the same time has managed to keep enough humility and enough about himself to not let it go to his head, and that says a lot. That says a lot. Joe to this day is still one of the most friendly, inclusive skateboarders that I know, and one of the raddest. Like, still to this day he can shred and shred hard and involve everybody in the session, and it's amazing. And big up to Marty at 40 for what he does with repping all these different legends. Too many here to mention, because if I start mentioning names, I know I'll forget people. Go and check out the 40 website and all the different boards they do for people who are legends and continue to be legends and have supported the scene, including, now skip over to the Marc Churchill edit, including Marc Churchill, who, like Joe, was creating media at a time when people maybe weren't, was pushing himself out there into the mainstream media, for which he, had to strike a balance between being a core skateboarder and doing what the mainstream media wanted. I think Marc worked hard to strike that balance, and he did it well. And Marc is a core skateboarder above and beyond anything else. And right now he's doing a great job of representing skateboarding with all the MCing work that he does and the work that he did on the Olympics in 2021. Should have been 2020, but obviously we know what happened there. There's no one else better that I would have rather have seen sat with the presenters at the BBC, telling the BBC and telling the world, telling at least, well, definitely UK, about what skateboarding is and what that's about, and he smashed it with that, and so definitely deserving of a pro board on 40. So it was a real honour to be at both of those two events, and it was a real honour to be involved and to skate and to be amongst it. And if you're not a Joe Habgood and Marc Churchill fan, then you're welcome to unsubscribe and piss off and go and watch some other crap. The next thing is a bunch of events, 3 events that are going on in Bristol, London and Cornwall for TR7, who are raising some money to help create their skate park down there. Quick shout out to Eddie Belvedere for the new love park that he's put together down in Cornwall at the moment. Big up Eddie, good work as always. Yeah, I just want you to be aware of, there should be a flyer up here, or maybe you're still watching the Harry footage, because Harry's dropped some, D's Nuts has dropped some wonderful footage of Harry, which should be playing, or should have played by now. But at the same time, there should also, hopefully, at some point, either now or later, be a flyer. I just go to TR7 and check out their flyer for when they're doing these. They've got a series of boards that artists have painted on that they're auctioning off to help raise some money for their new indoor park that they're hoping to get together down in Cornwall. So yes, pretty southwest, pretty south-centric skateboarding show. That's the way it is at the moment. I do acknowledge that the north has stuff going on and London has stuff going on and all different places have stuff going on. But I wanted to take some time just to really say thank you to Joe Habgood and Marc Churchill for being inspirations, for being who they are, and getting their well-deserved pro boards on 40 skateboards. And you know, there's no secret about the idea that I've got a lot of love for Chaz and Harry, a lot of love. So always wanting to rep TR7 and what they're doing, and I want you to do the same thing, because these are brands that are doing it for the love of skateboarding. Okay, so, you know, like if this channel isn't specifically aimed at older people, but I ain't young and I ain't cool, so I know that there's no young cool people watching this. So if you're a little bit older and you've seen anything that happens at 40 that you like the look of, go and support them. It's not that hard. Buy a beanie, buy a t-shirt, buy a board. If you're a little bit younger and you live in the southwest and you see all the amazing work that TR7 do, go and support them. It's not that hard. Buy a hoodie, buy a beanie, buy a board. That's all you need to do. Go to their some events, go to some of their events, go show your face, go skate with them all. Because both of these crews and many others out there, not just these two, but many others out there, are accepting crews of people that just want to skate. That's all. They're not celebrities, although they kind of are and they're kind of not. They're skateboarders who just are down for skateboarding. They just want to skate. And if you fulfill that criteria, and it doesn't fucking matter what your ability is, and that's, you know, and that's coming from me, and my ability shit, but I know that I'm down to skate. I know that these guys are down to skate. So when they put an event on, go and get amongst it, put your board down and get on it. And yeah, that's about it. That's enough of a lecture from me. So turn this crap off and go skateboarding, as once said by somebody way better than me and way more influential and important than me. Big up Joe Habgood, big up Marc Churchill, big up TR7 crew, Chaz and Harry and the rest of the crew, because there's a lot of them down there. And see you all soon. Bye.